What's more expensive, discipline or regret? You say you're tired. You say life's been unfair. You say you're broke, stuck, uninspired, and overlooked. I hear you, but let me ask again, is it that you're broke or that you're distracted? Because you can't build anything real while chasing everything fake. You got two choices in this life. Stay broke or stay focused. One robs your future, the other builds it. You can't have both. Right now, I want you to make a decision. Stay in the fog, keep scrolling, keep escaping, or lock in, get still, and get the truth that's about to change how you see everything. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to awaken you. If you finish this video and you're the same, then I failed. But I won't fail you if you show up. Now I left a question in the comments. Your answer to that question might be the moment everything changes. Check it, answer it, and if it hits you hard, share it with someone who needs this just as bad. Let's get into it. Let me call this out real quick. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants to bleed for it. We live in a culture that glorifies the reward, but hides the process. They'll post the vacation, but not the nights they cried. They'll flex the car, but not the grind it took to get it. And some of y'all are confused. You think just because you want more, you're supposed to have it. But life don't give you what you want. It gives you what you work for. And the real reason you're still broke, you broke your focus. You broke your promise to yourself. You broke the routine, but you still expect the results. Let me be clear, you're not tired, you're undisciplined. Now hear me, this ain't shame, it's love. Because someone's got to speak truth louder than your excuses. And if you're nodding your head right now, if this is shaking something inside you, subscribe. Not because it helps the channel, but because you're deciding right now that your mornings are about to hit different. This is Fuel Your 6 a.m., and your next chapter starts here. 5 mindset shifts that will save your future one. Distraction is the new poverty. Most people aren't broke from lack of opportunity. They're broke because their attention is bankrupt. We talk about being broke like it's only about money, but you can be mentally broke. You can be emotionally bankrupt. You can be spiritually overdrafted. And most people walking around today, they're overdrafted in attention, overstimulated, underfocused. Their mind is in debt. Why? Because we're drowning in distractions. We got 30 tabs open in our browser and 30 more in our brains. Every beep, every ping, every notification, it's robbing you, not just of time, but of your calling, not just of energy, but of identity. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you were fully present? Like, really locked in? No phone, no multitasking. Just you, your work, and your full self showing up? You don't even remember, do you? Because the world has trained you to believe that focus is boring, that stillness is weakness, that scrolling is harmless, but it's not. Distraction is killing dreams in slow motion. It's stealing your mornings, hijacking your goals, numbing your edge. And the worst part, it feels good. It feels like rest. It feels like reward, but it's decay. It's soft failure dressed up as a mental break. You want to know the difference between the top 1% and everyone else? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not some Ivy League opportunity. It's focus. They guard their attention like it's sacred. Because it is. See, poverty ain't just a financial condition. It's a mindset, rooted in mismanagement, mismanaged time, mismanaged focus, mismanaged energy. Every second you give to something that doesn't grow you, every hour you waste numbing your potential, every night you say just one more episode, you're signing a contract with your comfort over your calling. Let that sink in. You think you're losing money. Nah, you're losing purpose. And here's what makes it worse. You're doing it voluntarily. Nobody's forcing you to scroll. Nobody's making you binge. Nobody's keeping you broke. But you're giving the best parts of you to the least important things. And listen, I'm not here to beat you down. I'm here to wake you up, to say what your future self would scream in your face if they could. Please stop giving your power away. Stop handing your greatness to entertainment that forgets your name in 10 seconds. Stop trading your empire for dopamine. Now let's get real for a second. If this hit you hard, pause this video. Go to the comments and write, "My focus is wealth." Declare it. Because the moment you start treating your attention like currency, everything changes. You'll start cutting off distractions like they owe you money. You'll stop feeling guilty for saying no. You'll wake up and realize you're not lazy. You are just leaking energy to things that don't matter. Distraction is the new poverty. And if you want to break out of it, you need to guard your focus like a billionaire guards his bank account. Because the truth is this: broke is not your condition, it's your commitment to being distracted. And the moment you stop committing to distraction, you start building wealth, real wealth, inner wealth. So now I ask you again, are you really broke or just unfocused? Let's fix that. This is Fuel Your 6 a.m. 2. Comfort is keeping you poor. Comfort is seductive. Comfort is not your friend. It's not peace. It's not self-care. It's a trap dressed up as relief. You say you want more. You pray for breakthrough. You watch motivational videos. But you keep running back to comfort like it's your God. Comfort is keeping you broke. And I'm not just talking about your wallet. I'm talking about your habits, your standards, your destiny. Every time you choose what's easy over what's necessary, you're reinforcing a mindset that says, I'd rather be safe than significant. But here's the problem. Nothing grows in comfort. Growth hurts. It stretches. It breaks routine. It invites you into discomfort and says, come meet the stronger version of you. But most people won't go. They'll stay on the couch. They'll stay in the job they hate. They'll stay in the same cycle with the same people, making the same excuses, because it's familiar.
Let me break this down for you. Your future is not hiding behind inspiration. It's hiding behind inconvenience. Behind the workout you don't feel like doing. Behind the book you keep putting off. Behind the call you're scared to make. Behind the routine that feels too much. You think you're playing it safe, but what you're really doing is playing small. And let me tell you what's even more dangerous than failure. A life of average built on convenience. Waking up 20 years from now and realizing you didn't live. You maintained. You coasted. You kept the temperature just warm enough to never get up and chase the fire. That's not living, that's surviving in slow motion. Hear me on this. You don't need to feel motivated. You need to get uncomfortable. You need to put yourself in situations that demand you grow. That force your hand. That shake your laziness out of its fake throne. Because your comfort zone is not loyal to your calling. It will protect your ego but destroy your potential. And you know it. You've felt it. The ache in your chest when you scroll past someone else living your dream. The guilt that sits in your gut after you snooze the alarm again. That voice that whispers, you're made for more. But instead of listening, you reach for comfort. The snack, the show, the excuse, the same patterns that got you stuck in the first place. Let me speak this over your life right now. You are not lazy, you've been lied to. Comfort told you that you're doing okay, but okay is the enemy of greatness. You've got fire in your bones. You've got a mission on your life, but you've got to decide, do I want comfort or do I want legacy? Because you can't have both. So here's your challenge right now. Go to the comments and write, I choose discomfort. Declare it, speak it over yourself. Because that declaration, that's the first act of war against everything keeping you stuck. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, because we don't do soft mornings here. We build warriors at 6 a.m. This is the place where comfort dies and focus is born. So I ask you again, is comfort building your future or burying it? You already know. Let's move. 3. You don't need motivation. You need movement. You don't need more motivation. You don't need another hype video. You don't need to feel like it. You need movement. That's it. You need motion. You need momentum. You need to move your feet before your feelings catch up. Let me make it plain. Motivation is a byproduct. It doesn't come first. It follows action. You start, you struggle, you survive day one. Then motivation shows up. But most of y'all, you've made motivation your gatekeeper. If I feel ready, I'll begin. If I feel inspired, I'll show up. If I feel it in my spirit, I'll grind. No, that's how dreams die in comfort. That's how purpose gets buried beneath procrastination. Let me flip it. You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're stuck because you're passive. You think you're waiting on the right time, but really the right time is waiting on you. You know how many times I've woken up and didn't feel like working, didn't feel like creating, didn't feel like grinding, almost every day. But I moved anyway, and that movement, that's what created momentum. That's what created clarity. That's what pulled purpose out of the fog. Because let me give you a principle that'll change everything if you grab it. Feelings follow function. You move, and the feelings will follow. You show up, and confidence builds. You take the first step, and clarity begins to appear. But if you wait for motivation, you'll die waiting. The gym won't get easier. The business won't start itself. The healing won't happen by accident. You've got to make the first move. And I know what you're thinking. But what if I'm not ready? Good. Readiness is a myth. The people who look confident on the outside, they started scared too. They just didn't let fear be their final answer. They moved anyway. Now let me hit you with this. If you're still here watching this, you've got the spark. You don't need more hype. You need a plan that forces you to move. So let's build it right now. What are you waking up to tomorrow? What's the one thing you've delayed for weeks, months, years? Now pause, breathe, write it down, not later. Now, then go to the comments and type this. I move even when I don't feel it. Because the second you say it, you give power to it. And if you really mean it, subscribe. We don't wake up for motivation. We wake up for momentum. We move with purpose every morning. This is Fuel Your 6 a.m., not fuel your feelings. 4. Clarity kills confusion. Confusion isn't always a mystery. Sometimes it's a choice. You're choosing to stay vague because clarity cost you something. It cost you comfort. It cost you excuses. It cost you the luxury of blame. Because the moment you get clear, now you're responsible. That's why people avoid it. They say they don't know what to do. But the truth is, they haven't stopped long enough to ask the right questions. You want to change your life. Here's step 1. Get painfully specific. What do you want? Not kinda, not maybe. Exactly. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it demand of you? Because vague goals create vague lives. And you know what lives in the fog? Fear, doubt, delay, excuses. You don't need another planner. You need a mirror. You need to sit with yourself and ask, am I avoiding clarity because I'm afraid I won't live up to it? Because once you write the vision, now there's no more hiding. See, confusion is comfortable. It gives you a loophole. If I don't know, then I don't have to act. If I'm unclear, then I can wait. If I'm stuck, then I can scroll and escape. But let me tell you something. The devil works in confusion. God works in clarity. Clarity is how you fight back. Clarity is the blade that cuts through mental chaos. Clarity is what separates dreamers from doers. So how do you get it? You unplug. You slow down. You turn off the noise and listen to your life. And if you say, I'm too busy, I'll ask, busy doing what? Spinning your wheels, proving your worth, pleasing everybody but yourself. Busyness is a smokescreen. Clarity demands stillness. You need to audit your life like a surgeon. Cut out what doesn't align. Strip down your goals until only the essential remains. Write it down every day.
Not in your head, on paper. Because if it's not written, it's not real. And don't you dare tell me you don't know how. You know how to plan a vacation. You know how to obsess over a text message. You know how to visualize your fears. So don't tell me you can't visualize your dream. You just haven't made clarity a discipline. So here's your move. Pause this video. Go to the comments and type "Clarity is my weapon." Let the world know you're done hiding in confusion. You're done pretending you don't know what to do. Because today, you get clear. Today you make it plain. And if you're still with me, still hungry, still locked in, subscribe. Because Fuel Your 6 a.m. ain't about noise. It's about vision. It's about waking up every day and saying, I know exactly who I am and where I'm going. So I'll ask you straight, are you confused or just unwilling to commit to clarity? You already know. Let's fix it. 5. You're waiting to feel ready. You never will. Let me free you from something right now. You will never feel ready. Not for the risk. Not for the call. Not for the work that changes your life. And that voice in your head telling you to wait for the right time. That's not wisdom. That's fear. Wearing a suit and tie. You keep thinking the stars need to align. The money needs to show up. The support system needs to be perfect. Your schedule needs to be clear. But life doesn't give green lights. It gives decisions.
And you've been standing at the intersection of what if and someday for far too long. Let me ask you something raw. How many opportunities have you already missed? Not because you weren't capable, but because you were waiting to feel like it. How many times have you sat on the idea, delayed the call, ignored the prompting, because you didn't feel ready? I need you to hear this. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. Every person you admire, every author, leader, creator, athlete, they didn't feel ready either. They just moved anyway. And that's the difference. Not talent, not confidence, not resources, just movement, in spite of fear. Because let's be honest, if you keep waiting to feel brave, you'll still be stuck next year. Still sitting on that idea, still holding your vision hostage because fear keeps whispering, not yet. The pain of not yet becomes the regret of never. And listen, I'm not saying jump without wisdom. I'm not saying run blind. I'm saying this: don't confuse preparation with procrastination. Some of you have been preparing for 3 years, researching, planning, praying, but deep down, you're stalling. Why? Because movement forces exposure. It puts your gift on display. It invites judgment. It invites failure. And yes, that's scary, but it also invites purpose. It invites power. It invites growth. So let me ask you one more time. What are you waiting for? A sign. This is it. You want permission? I'm giving it to you now. Move. Start. Speak. Write. Build. You say you want your life to change. Then act like it. And don't wait for January. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for motivation. Discipline starts now. Go to the comments and type, "I move without feeling ready." Say it loud. Make it public. Let your future self look back and say, "That was the moment everything changed." And if this hit you deep, subscribe now. Not just because this channel is here to push you, but because you are finally ready to push yourself. Even if it's scary, even if it's messy, even if it's not perfect, start before you're ready. Finish like you were born for it. Let's go. So what do? You rebuild your focus like it's your only lifeline, because it is. You put boundaries on your time like your future depends on it, because it does. You choose a time every morning, and you own it. No phone, no noise, just you, your goals, your God, and your grind. You create a rhythm that makes quitting impossible. You write it down, you track it, you post it if you have to, and you eliminate anything or anyone that breaks your flow. And if you fall off, you don't spiral, you reset, because real ones don't stay down. They bounce back faster. Don't you dare wait for January. Don't you dare wait for Monday. Your life is urgent. Your potential is on fire. Feed it daily. Imagine 6 months from now. What would your life look like if you stayed focused, ruthlessly focused, every single day? What would happen if you woke up every morning and said, "I don't need perfect, I just need progress"? Imagine the bank account, the body, the peace, the purpose. Imagine the pride in your own reflection. No more shame, no more guilt, just momentum. That version of you, they're not special, they're just consistent. You are 6 months of discipline away from a life most people only dream about. You know how many nights I sat in silence, broke, not just in money but in mindset, and nobody came to save me. No applause, no cheerleaders, no permission. It was me, alone in a room, fighting demons I never told anybody about, praying for strength I didn't feel, waking up and showing up anyway. That's what built me, and it'll build you too. But you gotta stop running, lean into the grind, cry through it if you have to, but don't you quit. And if you're still here, still listening, you're built for this. So subscribe now, because we're just getting started. This ain't just about you, your discipline. It affects your kids, your focus. It rewrites your family story, your grind. It's breaking change your parents never could. This is bigger than your bank account. You're not just building a future, you're building a legacy. And someone's waiting to see you win, so they can believe they can too. So if this hit you deep, drop the comment, focus over comfort. Let's show the algorithm what purpose looks like. You can have excuses or you can have elevation. You can stay broke or stay focused, but you cannot have both. This is the season where you stop being available to distractions. You stop entertaining what doesn't grow you. You stop shrinking your dream to fit their doubt. And you say with your chest, "I want more, and I'm willing to pay the price." So rise up, write the plan, execute the vision, and protect your focus like your future depends on it.
Because it does. This is Fuel Your 6 a.m. The fire don't start in the gym. It starts right here, in your mind. Let me know the one truth that hit the hardest, and subscribe, because your mornings are about to become your momentum. Let's go. Bottom of form.